Hey guys, Joe here. Welcome to T&D Video Games. Over the last few weeks, I've been doing some unboxing videos of some of the larger lots we've been purchasing. What I've decided to do today is show all of the stuff that came in last week. Frank, our employee who works occasionally for us, was working, so he doesn't film when he's working. So I figured it would be fun to grab everything from the store. Let's get right into her, guys, and see what we got. So first up, we've got some consoles here. So a box Nintendo 64, really nice condition. It has all the stuff in it, so happy to get that. So we got a boxed PS1 Mini. Now, the seller did mention that the lid is broken. We have lots of these in stock, so I can swap a nicer unit out and make this a nice complete in-box set for someone looking for it. So happy to get that too. And then we got the OG PS2 Fat in the original blue box. Really happy to get this in. These have been selling a lot better lately. PS2 just coming into its own on the collector's market, and people are starting to realize the value in the system. And next up, we've got the OG Game Boy in box. Some sort of sticker variant here, so I guess this one came with F1 Race, so really cool to get that. We don't have an original Game Boy in stock. When we get these in, they sell right away. Have lots of Game Boy Colors, lots of Game Boy Advances. As soon as I put this out, it's going to sell right away. And now we've got Pokemon Puzzle League for the 64, complete. The World Is Not Enough, complete. I threw these in box protectors quickly at the store, and we'll make sure this is nice before we put it up on the shelf. But happy to get this one too. And finally, an extra controller for the PS1 Mini. So this is the gray, lighter gray model that they released with the PS1 Mini. Hard to find these in good condition, and likely we'll take this one and put it with one of our PS1 Minis in overstock because we typically get the system in without the controller. So happy to get this to help complete a system. Okay, so next up we have some games. So we'll go through those now. In no particular order, we've got some Xbox One stuff. Recore. Marvel Avengers. I actually heard this game's terrible. Square Enix kind of bungled the online functionality, so not sure if it's been fixed, but did not hear good things about this one. And Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, Sunset Overdrive, and Forza Motorsport 5, great sellers for us. People who like Forza love their Forza. Heavy hitter on the Wii, Medal of Honor Heroes, Resident Evil Remake for the GameCube. Always happy to get good GameCube in. Mario Sunshine, Final Fantasy Chronicles, and for the Wii, Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. And this is the one that came with the manual. There was a reprint of this that did not have a manual, so it's hard to tell when people sell the second print. If it has the little pamphlet in it, they'll say it's complete, which they're not really lying, but if you want a complete copy, you got to get the one with the manual, so you want the first print. Smash Brothers Brawl. Cool demo disc for the GameCube. Star Fox Adventures, Black Label, and complete. I don't know what it is about this game, but every time we get it, it's like the player's choice with the yellow on top version, and it never has a manual, so I can't believe we're actually getting one with the manual. WarioWare Touched on the DS. And then he had some PAL games in this lot, so Rayman DS. These will play on a North American DS, it's region free, so happy to take them in. I'm not a fan of the cases and how much room they take up. Super Mario 64 DS, great seller for us, happy to get this one. And some more portable stuff here. Fire Emblem Fates Birthright. Always happy to get Fire Emblem on the 3DS. Final Fantasy 3 for the DS. Metroid Prime Hunters. And some more PAL games. Mario Kart DS. And Lost in Blue. Now onto some PS1 stuff here. NHL Rock the Rink. So this is kind of like the NHL version of NBA Jam. Not sure if it's any good. The arcade version is pretty cool, but I've never tried the PlayStation version, but I've heard good things about the arcade version. Spyro Ripto's Rage. Always good to get Spyro stuff. Sells very well. Mega Man X6. Resident Evil Survivor, one of the more uncommon Resident Evil titles on the PS1. And one we don't get often, guys, Digimon 3, or Digimon World 3. So, pretty cool game there. don't get this that often. We do have a few Digimon fans that frequent the store, so I expect this one will go pretty quick once we post it and put it out for sale. And some more Xbox One, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, Fable 2 for the 360, Black Ops 2 for the 360. Black Ops 1 and 2 have been selling really well for us, so really happy to get these in. And yeah, like we're actually running low on these, so happy to get another copy. Metroid Other M, Warhammer Space Marine. This game has shot up in price lately. I'm not sure why. I think it's because they're releasing a lot of Warhammer stuff lately, but apparently a really good game, and still pretty affordable on the 360 anyway. But this used to be like a $5 game. I think it's now like a $20 or $30 game. Halo Reach, Darksiders 2, and Darksiders. Both the Darksider games are apparently great games, kind of like the more modern Zelda titles, well before Breath of the Wild. They sell really well at our outdoor sale, so they don't sell well in the store at full price, but when we mark those down a couple of dollars, they go. We'll sell five. I think I sold 5 or 10 copies of Darksiders during our last outdoor sale. Hot Shots Golf on the Vita. And then we got some manuals here. So this person had sold to us a few weeks before Christmas, that day that we spent all that money and got all that stuff. And he found some of the manuals to his stuff. So we've got the Gray Zapper manual. So we'll put that with that boxed NES that he traded in. Super Mario Land Game Boy manual. Donkey Kong Game Boy manual. Great game for the Game Boy. Mario Duck Hunt manual. Dragon Warrior manual, a little rough, but still cool to get that. Yoshi's Cookie manual. Swords and Serpents. Robin Hood. Tetris. Crash Bandicoot Warp manual. I know I have somewhere in my storage room full of odds and ends. I have a copy of this game with the disc and the back piece and not the manual, so I'll go find that and complete that copy to bring it in. And this really cool Zelda tips and tricks book. I've never seen this before. And it looks like it's got like a walkthrough of the whole game. And even a spot where it actually has the whole map. I remember the manual for the game had a space for the map, and it showed you kind of like the first few areas and you could draw the rest. This seems to be the full map though. And it's got everything labeled, so really cool. I know a Zelda collector will scoop this up. And then just the manual for Zelda. Dragon Warrior manual. Looks like a demo disc for the PS2. And this looks like the poster from the original NES, and then the instructions for it. So I'm gonna put these with the box set. It's actually behind me right here. It's going into the store this Sunday, so I'll add this stuff to it and make it more complete. Okay guys, so we got one more bin to go through. We also got a few consoles. I won't show those. We got a few PS3s and a PS2. Nothing special there, but always good to get that stuff. It's just over there. Not gonna bother showing that. Let's look at the games. First up, shout out to Retro Mike for trading in this Golden Axe. This game is complete and mint. He actually bought it off the store a while ago, I think, and he traded it back in towards some NES stuff, so thanks for coming in, Mike. Thanks for trading. Super Mario All-Stars for the Super Nintendo. Mario is Missing for the Super Nintendo. New Super Mario Bros. Wii. And this is the slipcover version that I believe was with the Red Wii's when they came out. Always happy to get this. We sell it a bit cheaper than the full box version, so a lot of people like this one. Forza 3 for the 360. Dragon Age Inquisition. Pro Bass Shops in a generic case. Definitely outdoor sale game. We got here Diablo 3. Stranglehold. Clash of the Titans. That's badass. He's got Medusa's head there. I think that kind of looks like Dave 20 years ago. Risen 2. Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. Wolfenstein. Bionic Commando. Not as good as the NES version. I have not heard anything good about this one, but it does sell kind of semi-regularly, so let me know in the comments if this one's any good. Fallout 3. Prince of Persia, which we're selling a lot of Prince of Persia stuff because that new game came out, kind of like the Metroidvania 2D one. I've heard great things about that game. I actually really want to try that out. But yeah, this stuff is starting to sell more for us. Rage. And then Doom 3 BFG Edition. And another Prince of Persia, Forgotten Sands. And then we had a gentleman trade in a nice PSP lot. So Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles, Ratchet and Clank Size Matters, Dissidia Final Fantasy, Secret Agent Clank. One cool thing about the PSP was these mascot games for the PS2. They kind of got like their own like miniature version of the games on the PSP. So I thought it was cool that Sony really supported that hardware and gave it its own exclusive games. Final Fantasy II, Gran Turismo. The fact that you could play this portably back when this came out was amazing. And then another one, Daxter. So again, another mascot game specifically for the PSP. Bulls versus the Blazers. High quality Genesis sports title there. Fallout 4 for the Xbox One. And FIFA 19 for the Xbox One. Outdoor sale game for sure. Fable The Lost Chapters. Always need this one. It sells really well. And Conquer Live and Reloaded for the OG Xbox. Gran Turismo 3. Every PS2 lot has this in it. Great game. Zone of Ender's Second Runner. Another Smash Brawl for the Wii. Very common game. Very sellable though, so always happy to get these in. Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. And then we got a lot of nice PS4 stuff here. Dragon Quest Heroes. This is kind of like Dynasty Warriors, but your Dragon Quest characters, so really cool to get that. Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek. Seems kind of creepy. Not sure what kind of game this is. I've heard it's good though. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 Collection. These games have become really popular since the third game came out, so really happy to get this one in. I may borrow this and give it a go actually before I put it in the store. It looks really cool. Final Fantasy 15. Secret of Mana remake. A lot of people crap on this. I actually don't mind the updated remade visuals for this one. You do have the option to just show the original Super Nintendo graphics, but I kind of like how they just subtly upgraded it. So yeah, I'm a fan of this game. Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. The Evil Within. And The Evil Within 2. So that'll bolster our PS4 collection for sure. Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition. Prince of Persia on the PC. That's going right to the outdoor sale. Battlefield 1 Xbox One. A Way Out. Supposed to be a really cool game. This was made by the people who made It Takes Two, so it's a co-op game. So I've heard good things about this one. And a PS5 game, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. This game has probably the best graphics out of any game I've ever tried. I have a PS5, I've had it since launch. I don't have a lot of time to use it, but this is one of the games that you should get a PS5 to play. Oh, another Hello Neighbor, this time on the Xbox One. Call of Duty Vanguard on the PS5. Zumba Fitness 2. I mean, you gotta take everything that comes in a lot, unfortunately, so hence we got a copy of Zumba. And Wii Fit Plus. We got the board for this too. It's funny actually, when Frank was working, he sends us pictures when people have stuff, and then we'll look at the photos and tell him what he can pay. And I think we made an offer and said they can keep the Wii Fit board, and then he actually wrote us back and said it's a go, which we were happy about, and then he said they left the Wii Fit board, so we kind of had to take the Wii Fit board if we wanted to get the rest of the game, so that's the way it goes. Shimano Fishing. Another fishing game, Angler Dream in a generic case. UFC Trainer. Actually sold a lot of these workout games at the beginning of the pandemic when everything was locked down. We actually were selling out of Wii Fit boards at one point. Fishing Frenzy. Does this person like their fishing? Offshore Tycoon. Wii Play, always a good one to get. And the Nintendo Select Wii Sports, this is the harder to find one that wasn't bundled with the system, so cool to get that. And then we got a couple of PSP systems. We're actually low on PSPs, so happy to get these. And this is a nice 3000 model. Battery was dead on arrival. Still tested the system at work, so we'll throw a new battery in this thing and get it going before we put it out for sale. And then we got some sort of Nintendo case. I know we didn't get a DS system. Okay, there's the back of the PSP there. with the exploded battery. That's a huge problem with PSPs. You leave them sitting for a long time, the batteries just expand and they're garbage. So, but there are some games in here. Mario and Luigi, looks like Bowser's Inside Story, Fire Emblem Awakening, and Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Always good to get loose DS stuff. We don't pay as much for it. And I find kids like to buy those because we do sell them at quite a discount, and they usually have their system with a case to put their games in, so they don't really care about having the full case. They just want to play the game. So great way to get the game at a discount if you just want to play it. And we'll close out with some DS stuff. My Japanese Coach. I should have saved that one for the end. That was the best one. Pokemon Y. And now this one we got, it was Pokemon Y and with a Pokemon X game in it. We still honored the offer because we have extra cases of this, and I had a loose Pokemon Y at the store. So we'll turn this into a complete copy, and then we'll find a home for the loose Pokemon X that's in here. Rhythm Haven for the DS. Really hard game to find. And apparently really good. I've not tried it. And then we're going to close out. We've got Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright Justice for All, and Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. So these are really hard to find on the DS, and really happy to get these. And that's it, guys. So thanks again for doing this unboxing with me. Still love doing them, really enjoying it, and just kind of wanted to give you guys a look at what came into the store on a day that we weren't there to film everything. I went into the store in the evening to get everything so that I can process all this, and I'll bring it in on Sunday with me. If I showed up at the store in the morning and had to go through all this stuff, it just wouldn't get done. So gotta take it home with me and kind of process it in the evenings as I have time. So until next time, cheers, guys. Oh, that's good. Magical coffee in the morning.